At the beginning of this month, we got the revelation that there is in fact a new take on James Bond coming. Now, it's not coming in the form of a movie or anything like that, but 007 First Light, brought to you by the studio behind the Hitman series, which has done exceptionally well, and those are very well-regarded games, and yeah, their take on 007 is probably going to be one of the best that we have had for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, like, a lot of people hold up GoldenEye on the N64, but that game runs like a flip book on that console, and go back to try to play it now. Like, there's a lot of classics. Like, I love myself, N64, or I'm sorry, not N64, I hate that console. No, but Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, even NES games like the 8 and 16-bit generations, and that stuff holds up exceptionally well. Early 3D, PS1, N64, yeah, that stuff doesn't, especially when it comes to the controls of GoldenEye. Like, if you don't know tank controls and you can't handle that stuff, and it's not even to mention just the wonky mess that the N64 controller was in general, I hated it at the time, I hate it to this very day, and yeah, if we can go ahead and just move on and move past that, like, we're stuck. We're just very much in the age of the reboot and the remake. Yeah, I know, the fucking grand revelation that I have right there, honestly. But if we could get a proper remake of, I don't know, like Banjo-Kazooie or something like that, or some of those quality N64 games, that's actually the stuff that needs it, okay? Like, if that rumor about an Ocarina of Time remake is out there, yeah, I might actually be able to give that game a shot. But no, outside of that, like, I know some people swear by Nightfire and some of the GameCube or 007 games, but honestly, with the people working on this project and for what we've seen from that debut trailer, I didn't watch the IO Interactive showcase that they had over Summer Games Fest weekend, so I don't know if they went into any more detail, but I liked what I seen in that trailer. That I know a bunch of the anti-woke, and they're like, oh my god, there's so much DEI in it, oh my god, it's gonna be woke, it's gonna be bad. It's like, I don't know, man, you can't really tell that much from the trailer, but from what I could see, Bond looks like Bond, okay? It's set in a time where he's getting his 00 license. Could be pretty good, and it's by guys that have made some very good stealth games, okay? The same type of stuff that they work on lends itself exceptionally well to the James Bond character, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a chance. It might not suck, kind of like my approach to Ghosts of Yote. Like, I know the actress is cringe, but Sucker Punch is pretty worthwhile studio that hasn't fumbled the bag so far, so I'll have to wait until next month they have a dedicated state of play for that one, so it'll be interesting to see, because that is a game that is supposed to launch by the end of the year. I think it's like August or September for that one, but I digress. Back to 007 here for a second. So yeah, this iteration, not too sure who's playing him or anything like that, but this young James Bond that some people say looks too twinkish, is like, okay, I don't know, man. You take a look at some of those Ian Fleming mock-ups, and especially for a young Bond, it's not bad. Could have done a hell of a lot worse. But even still, even if this is a good game, even if it does prove itself worthy of the James Bond moniker, it is still a cinematic franchise. We still haven't had a proper James Gunn movie, or I mean, not James Gunn, geez, I guess what we're going to be talking about with the next video of the day, but James Bond movie. Well, haven't had a proper one since, I would say, Skyfall. I like that movie, but it's got so many problems, and it's been a long time since I watched it, so I might end up hating it, and I really got to replace that with Lord of the Rings poster. I'm still waiting on one. But honestly, the last one that I could say was great was Casino Royale, and I know that that's trite to say in and of itself. So yeah, since 2006, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for Bond to come back. Now that Daniel Craig has, sufficiently walked in front of a missile, and now he's just taking fleshy ones on screen, we can go ahead and just simply move along with the character, okay? Recast them and see what the hell else can happen out there. And apparently, well, according to Screen Rant and the other, they're just acting as a megaphone for the spurgs that are out there. These are the type of people who have never watched a James Bond film in their life, wouldn't know a Sean Connery movie from a Roger Moore movie. They couldn't tell you what type of car Bond drives, what country he represents, what organization he's a part of, and how he takes his martinis. But no, they're going to be experts, and they're going to be able to tell you what James Bond should be like for a modern audience. And now that Amazon has full control of the property, we kind of know which direction they're going to be leaning into. But yeah, forget the favorites for the next James Bond. These 6 outsiders would be great 007s, right? Yeah, since No Time to Die ended Daniel Craig's tenure as 007, thank Christ, fans desperately want to know who will play the next James Bond, because yeah, even if, okay, things ended amicably, because at the end of, Pierce Brosnan's tenure, even though was it Die Another Day? Jesus Christ, like that was just it. That one totally jumped the shark. It was not great at all whatsoever, but it was that exciting time where it's like, okay, cool, he's gonna be retiring from the role and moving on to bigger and better things. It took a little while, but, you know, he found that other trademark series, which is going to be Mobland, for sure. Hear great things about that. Might get around to watch it, but don't think it's going to catapult to the top of my need-to-watch list, but I digress. But yeah, it's always exciting to wait for the next James Bond. But yes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, which, yeah, no. Theo James, haven't heard of that one. And Henry Cavill, I mean, it's right there. Come on, man, just do it. Are the three, yes, the favorite actors according to Odds Checker. Those are the candidates who have the best shot at being the next James Bond. However, Screen Rant has 6 people that they think would be great for the role, starting with Tom Blythe. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. Oh, he turned 30 and he was in Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Oh, great. So he knows how to deal with insufferable girl bosses because he worked with Rachel Zegler. So, all right, cool, I guess. Damson Idris. Go fuck yourself. Jack O'Connell. Okay, now you're talking. Kind of looks like a young Tom Hardy, if we're going to keep it a buck, who would have been a great James Bond at the time that they cast Daniel Craig, but okay. Played the vampire Remick in Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Oh, okay, so what was he, a member of the Klan or something like that? Because, you know, Ryan Coogler can only write one fucking movie. Dev Patel, are you having a laugh? Or apparently, Henry Golding. Oh, great, Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. Okay, and, yeah, really has that classic James Bond look about him. Like, just fucking stop it. You guys are absolutely pathetic. You want to say, oh, we need to get somebody young enough for the role, but yeah, 38-year-old half-Asian dude. Fucking 35-year-old call center scammer or an extra from Captain Phillips is going to be perfect for the role. Just stop it. James Bond is white. If we want to quibble about hair color, well, you could just go and talk to Ian Fleming whether or not, you know, he's blonde or he's a brunette, if he's got a, you know, a tinge of gray about him, but there's one irrefutable characteristic about him. He's white. He can be played by a Scot, he can be played by a Brit. He is irrefutably English to the core. Stop with this fucking bullshit. But I only showed you. The eagle-eyed viewers will go ahead and note that, Don, you only showed us 5 people on this list. Well, because apparently Screen Rant got the inside cut for what some leakers have been going with recently, and earlier this week, we got news from Daniel Richman that his sources at Amazon MGM Studios are circling the wagon around their pick for the next James Bond, and it's... yeah, of course, the next Idris Elba, of course. So, Amazon MGM Studios discussing Aaron Pierre as the next James Bond. Because of fucking course they were going to. Of course. You tell a story about the second age of Middle-earth and you center it all around Galadriel. You tell a story that is very gendered in its source material with the Wheel of Time, and you go ahead and just race swap and gender swap all willy-nilly because you think that you know better than the author himself. So, of course, why would this be shocking to anybody? Fucking stupid, dude. A new rumor alleges that Amazon MGM Studios is eyeing Aaron Pierre, who plays Jon Stewart in the upcoming Lantern show. Oh, good casting for that, because Jon Stewart is black. It's funny how that shit never goes the other direction. Oh, but there's going to be a white Black Panther. Sure there is. To play the next James Bond. Yes, as reported by Fiction Horizon, this rumor originates from Daniel Richman, who claims that Pierre is being considered. However, he also added, not sure yet if they actually met him yet, though. Additionally, Richman claimed that Amazon plans to begin filming the movie sometime next, but obviously it does not have an actor nor a director attached to the project yet. And to be completely honest, when every James Bond fan heard this news, yeah, that's kind of the expression that they had on their face right there. Okay, OG Sean Connery, just fucking dismissive as hell, just going, yeah, what else can you do to this franchise, man? Turned him into a cuck who fucking wanted so badly out of the series he stepped in front of a missile at the end of it. Like, just stop. Back in March, Amazon MGM Studios announced that the next James Bond film would be produced by Amy Pascal, the producer behind the non-Spider-Man Spider-Man universe over at Sony, and also 2016 Ghostbusters. There you go. That's who's in charge of Bond, ladies and gentlemen. And David Heyman via the Pascal Pictures and Heyday Film Companies. Oh, Pascal Pictures. I wonder if Pedro's been in consideration. Amazon Amazon MGM Studios head of film Courtney Valenti, oh great, stated in a press release that we're approaching every creative decision with James Bond, which Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson have so masterfully steered off of a cliff with the greatest sense of responsibility, part of the elite group of producers who have developed and managed massive film franchises, the box office success and critical acclaim. Amy Pascal, can you point to which one that is exactly? Oh, right, yeah, she put herself in charge of Spider-Man before she was spitefully terminated from Sony. So yeah, I guess, but she hasn't done fuck all profitable or intelligent with the character. And I'll just simply take your word with David Heyman, not a name that I associate with anything really, are two of the most accomplished, experienced, and respected film producers of the industry. Oh, fuck off. Pascal and Heyman also issued a joint statement. James Bond is one of the most iconic characters in the history of cinema, so we're just going to go ahead and give him blackface, because that's what's going to work. That's what's going to work heading into 2030. You know, and instead of just having James Bond who looks like James Bond and who looked like James Bond, no, we're just going to go with the flavor of the month, okay? We're just going to go with somebody who may or may not be a lantern in an upcoming fucking compromised DCU. Fantastic stuff, Amazon. Never change. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.